Idly ho there, neighbors. It's me again. Just a brief ramble. And in Ramble, this is also a response. One of the people who viewed my previous video concerning White Star expounded upon a lot of its problems and generally gave kind of a negative review of it. And I feel like also James Spawn, the guy who wrote it, wrote the game, responded in a different place, pointing out that I did not mention that it was backwards compatible with Sword and Wizardry, so you could bring in all the stuff from that, which is an important thing to note. But I feel like maybe some people might have gotten the wrong impression from my previous review. I like White Star, but I have to give it a caveat. When I started gaming, D&D was a lot less well-defined. It was the early days of box sets. There was a basic and an expert. They hadn't even come out with the other ones yet. It was still Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Had just come out recently. Second edition was still a few years off. And D&D was a framework. It was something that you used to sort of, tell different kinds of stories, but it was also something you hacked. Most of the game designers I know, personally, started out with playing a game and deciding they wanted to add something that wasn't there and doing their own hack of it, their own port, their own version of it, to make that thing part of whatever it was they were playing, D&D, Star Frontiers, what have you. And I think that particular instinct gets lost in some of the more complete systems that are out there. Pathfinder is an excellent example, but it's not the only one, where you're less called upon to make things to fit, to make the rules, meet your vision, because they've already made them. There are 10,000 books out with, all the classes, all the rules, all the alternate things you could possibly want to do. One of the things that makes the new D&D exciting is they haven't done that yet. They give you a broad canvas of some rules that you can use, and the rest you kind of have to hack. And that's kind of impressive. It's frustrating at times, because you kind of want to get the new fix, but it's also really cool that they are sort of making something that you're supposed to hack. You're supposed to come up with nifty things for. White Star is a system designed, and I suppose Sword and Wizardry, which I haven't read those books yet, but White Star is designed to be hacked. It is a hacked. It's a system you're supposed to hack. If anything I would add to the book, I would add a much clearer statement of, we intend you to hack this, to add things, to come up with your own versions of things. Here are some suggestions of how to do them, but you don't have to do it that way. We want you to. It's explicitly a hackable system. That's kind of what I love about it. It is designed for you to sort of, here is a very broad framework. Now, make it your own. And that's kind of cool. I think that there is something in the OSR side of things in general that goes well with that. I am less interested in being pure to a particular game legacy than I am that feeling you got because you're like, well, I needed to make this thing, so I made the thing. And I think White Star taps into that. And I think that that is what has made me overall happy with it. I will say that if I'm telling people about it, I will generally give them a heads up. Hey, if you're not up for hacking a system, don't pick this up. Or if you are, go ahead and check out the third-party things that are already out. But on the same token, I have a lot of game designer friends that I'd be like, dude, take this and make it your own. Because you can. In much the same way that Fate is like that, I guess. It's a broad framework that you're supposed to sort of, I'm gonna make some changes to make it fit this genre or this world or this kind of gameplay style that I want to have. I think games like White Star, there's a place for that. There's also a place for the Pathfinder style games, the Rifts, the what have you, where it's so much content that you don't actually have to make everything. It's just, I'll reach out and grab something and it'll be there. There's something for that too. I don't always have the time to hack a system. I don't always have time to come up with a whole new race to do something, or a whole new class to do this thing, or a new rule concerning how to accomplish a thing I want the players to do in a game or something. I don't always have time for that. So having games that have those things built in, great, that's awesome. But sometimes I kind of want something that I'm supposed to be hacking. It's sort of like, getting a writing assignment and getting excited about it. Oh. Anyways, that was my clarification. I will return you to your regularly scheduled nonsense. Subscribe, like, share with all the people. Please don't hit me. Please. I don't want to be hit. Okay.